What's up, my peeps? As you can tell from the title, this one's all about finishing moves. A superstar's strongest move will puts away the opponent and hopefully gives them the win. There's been some good ones and some bad ones over the years, but I'm not here to talk about what's happened in the past and past finishers. I'm here to talk about the current WWE, what we see right now. So the question is, what's the best WWE finisher on the main roster at the moment? That's why I'm going to be going over the top 10 best WWE finishers on the main roster right now. Let's get started.
Number 10.
Sasha with a bank statement! The bank statement!
Sasha Banks' bank statement. This, I feel, is one of the most underrated finishers on the main roster. It's pretty much her version of the label lock, aka the yes lock, aka the crippler crossface. Except she adds her own little twist to it, which makes it her own, which makes it the bank statement. To start it off, her setup to the actual submission hold is unlike any other. She starts it off with a backcracker or backstabber, knees to the back, and then transitions that into the actual submission hold, and then once she's got them locked in, she leans back and bends the opponent's upper body in a major way to where it looks like she's really putting in it all her force into pulling them back so they can submit to the bank statement, making it look like a really painful submission hold, and if you ask me, the best, not only submission, but finisher period in the entire women's division on Raw and SmackDown.
Number 9.
Incoming, absolutely flattened it.
Mustafa Ali's inverted 450 splash. Now, this thing just looks good. It looks really good. It's a top rope move, basically a 450 splash, but while having your back turned to the opponent, while looking the other way, and pretty much going in reverse as he's doing it. And the thing with this is, he's not the first to do it. Neville's had it as a finisher before, but he stopped using it as a finisher, and since then we haven't seen it for a long time until Mustafa Ali brought it back. Just like the bank statement, this is another move that's a variation of another one, in this case the original 450 splash, and while Mustafa Ali in no way originated this move or made it popular, he does it flawlessly every single time. It always looks good, and that's why it's making this list.
Number 8.
Here we go. AJ's coming up big there.
AJ Styles' phenomenal form. Look, it says it in the name of the finisher. It's phenomenal. He made something so simple, a forearm, into a really cool looking move. AJ's got 3 finishers: the Styles Clash, the Calf Crusher, and the Phenomenal Forearm. I think all 3 are good, but out of the 3, the one which I think is the coolest, and also one that he can hit on anybody regardless of size, is the Phenomenal Forearm. It's one of the few springboard finishers in the WWE right now, and one of the best striking finishers on the main roster right now. Roman Reigns might have the Superman punch, but if there's one superstar that looks like a superhero when hitting his move, it's AJ Styles when hitting the Phenomenal Forearm. You just get so much height on that, and it just looks like something you'd see a DC or Marvel superhero hit in a cartoon or a movie.
Number 7.
Oh no!
Brock Lesnar's F5. This one's a classic. He's always had the F5. It's not, brand new finisher. It's a finisher that we've seen for years, but it fits Brock, it goes with Brock, and he's never had to change it, nor do I think he should change it. It's a perfect finisher for him. It displays his power. He's supposed to be the beast, and we've seen him lift up the biggest guys on the roster. They always say, the best finishers are the ones you can do to anybody, and oftentimes, that's the finisher that don't involve you picking somebody up. But in Brock's case, he's such a beast. He's so strong that he can pick anybody up with this finisher. He's picked up Mark Henry, Big Show, recently Braun Strowman, Rikishi, a ton of heavy dudes with it. And it's not just him lifting up the super heavyweights that's impressive. We've seen him catch an over 200-pound man in Seth Rollins in midair for an F5. It's not your typical out-of-nowhere move, but Brock's made it so he can pretty much pull it off out of nowhere. He's just that quick-witted. We've seen him quickly turn a curb stomp, a spear, a rock bottom, a tombstone, a coquina clutch, all into an F5. It's a solid move that makes the crowd pop.
Number 6.
Spear!
Roman Reigns' spear. Look, Roman Reigns gets a lot of flack for a lot of things, but when it comes to his actual finisher, the spear, it's actually a really good spear. He has impact, and it looks good as well. For years, people complained about the spears that they saw. You know, Charlotte's spear, Batista, Big Show, Edge, oh, especially Edge. But when it comes to Roman, he's actually got a proper spear. It's a bit different. It's not, you know, the same as Goldberg's spear. It's not the same type of spear. Roman's spear is more of a jumping spear than Goldberg's is. And I love Goldberg's spear, but we're talking about current day WWE and what we're watching right now. And at the moment, Roman has the best spear. It's a quick finisher that's made for some cool moments, like him catching AJ Styles and Seth Rollins in midair with it, or spearing people through the barricade, or some really impactful looking spears to the outside to Braun, Rusev, and the Big Show.
Number 5.
Baron Corbin's End of Days. One big gripe that I had about this move for the longest is that it looked like Baron Corbin was giving himself a rock bottom. But then again, I thought about it and I'm like, you know what, there's a ton of other moves out there that I like where the guy delivering the finisher also takes a back bump. So I'm like, you know what, End of Days, I need to give it the credit it deserves. It's one of the coolest looking finishers on the main roster, and for Baron Corbin to get it is pretty surprising because for the past couple of years, a lot of the big men, the new big men in the WWE tend to get, you know, the most generic and boring finishers. But in Baron's case, man, he's got a great finisher in End of Days. I can't deny, it looks cool, it looks great. And also, he's got a great signature move as well, but this isn't about signature moves, this is about finishers, and I think End of Days is a great one, and it truly is a finisher in the sense that when he hits End of Days, it truly is the end of days, or at least the end of the match for Baron's opponent. No one's kicked out of it, and you can't say that about too many finishers nowadays.
Number 4.
Get up, it's gonna get a lot tough. Coup de grace!
Finn Balor's coup de grace, aka the diving stomp. This is one of those moves that when he hits it, people go, whoa, like how is he doing this move without seriously hurting his opponents? It's a move that you can buy, you can believe as a finisher, whether he's hitting it on a cruiserweight, on 205 Live, or a super heavyweight, Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. It doesn't matter, a near 190-pound guy hitting you with a diving stomp from that distance, it's gonna hurt. And while Joe did kick out of it back in NXT, since making it to the main roster, nobody's kicked out of the coup de grace, so this really checks all the marks. It looks good, it looks like it hurts, you can do it on anybody, and nobody's kicked out of it on Raw.
Number 3.
Cedric Alexander's lumbar check. Now this is a new one, but a great one. It's an amazing finisher, and it's made my top list so quickly as soon as I saw it. Now, this is pretty much a back suplex into a backbreaker, but it just looks so good, and that's why it's made the top 3. On top of that, it looks like it hurts, and since making it to the main roster, nobody's kicked out of it, and I love that extra little bounce that the opponent gets once they land on Cedric's knees. I've got nothing bad to say about the lumbar check. It's my favorite new finisher in the WWE.
Number 2.
Randy Orton's RKO. I can't make a top finishers list without including this one. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's a finisher that can literally come out of nowhere. It's not just, you know, the meme, but actually in WWE TV, it's made for some of the coolest moments when he can catch somebody in midair or from anywhere in or outside of the ring. Over the past decade of WWE TV, some of the coolest finishing move moments have been involving the RKO. Who can forget Randy countering the shooting star press in midair with an RKO, or Seth Rollins going for the curb stomp at Mania, but Randy Orton propelling him high and nailing him with the RKO. What about Randy countering the Attitude Adjustment into an RKO through a table to win the tables match against John Cena, or stopping John Cena in his tracks while he does his usual comeback going for the shoulder tackles, bam, RKO out of nowhere. And while over the years, yes, some superstars have kicked out of the RKO, Triple H, John Cena, Roman Reigns, just to name a few, but in most cases it only takes one RKO, and it's one of the most versatile finishers out there. Yeah, you can say the same about the KO punch, but that looks nowhere near as good, or it's not anywhere near as exciting as the RKO. Looks good, pretty protected, quick enough to be pulled off out of nowhere, from anywhere, and has made for some of the coolest moments out there. It's all around a great finisher and the perfect finisher for Randy.
Number 1.
Look at this. There it is.
Neville's Red Arrow, aka the corkscrew shooting star press. Now before anybody says I'm cheating for including Neville in here because of the recent rumors, Here's the thing, it's not official yet. WWE hasn't said anything, and he's still on the roster page, so as long as it's not official, he's fair game to put on a top 10 list. So this thing is just a thing of beauty. If you ask me, it's not just the best looking finisher, but the best looking top rope move in the WWE right now. And it's not just something that looks good, but it's something that's actually effective, because no one, just like all the rest of the top 5 on this list except for the RKO, nobody's kicked out of it since making it to the main roster. When he was still new to the roster, he was about to beat Seth Rollins for the championship if it wasn't for him accidentally putting Seth's foot on the ropes. So because of how great it looks and its effectiveness, it's my #1 finisher in the WWE at the moment. So that's it for my 10 best WWE finishers, but here's the thing, this is all subjective. Not everybody's gonna like the same finishers, so I wanna ask you guys in the comments section, let me know what your top 10 finishers are. I wanna thank It's Steph, Jay, and JJ for helping me confirm whether or not superstars have kicked out of certain finishers. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button down below, and if this gets over 200 likes, then I'll go ahead and make a top 10 worst WWE finishers. Subscribe for more videos, and with that said, I'm out guys, see ya.